Food Markets only.
Meet Susie Smart, she is so bright. On her blackboard you can write. She has a desk, she has a seat. What's your name, my darling sweet?
My name is Susie Smart.
She can talk!
She can talk, but can she add?
2 plus 2 is 4. Cat, C-A-T.
You can spell!
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how
You recite!
Press the button, she says a dozen things, complete with desk, blackboard, and seat. Susie Smart, sold at Food Markets only.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
Good evening, cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's Susie Q96. M3, he's hiding. Well, he's not really hiding. He's just kind of here. Let me see where I can find. Where is that M3 kitty man? No, he's not in the coin book. He's not under microscope. Is he hiding behind Mama? Maybe. He's down here in our new chair that he's already scratched up because he's a rat. And yes, before y'all tell me, I know I only have one earring on. Hello, Darkwing. Sorry, I don't know why. I can't answer that question as to why your other channel's not getting notified. But hi, Kevin. Yeah, I can't get my other earring on. Welcome to part of my new apartment. I still have boxes, as you can see that way. I'm still unpacking, and we have this big blank wall right here, which was supposed to be covered with pictures that are in these boxes and stuff. But we had an adventure today. Sir Benji was going to help me hang pictures, and we found out that wall is concrete. How did we find that out? Sir Benji tried to put nails in, and they wouldn't go. He just took a little chip out of the wall. So we're going to have to use some of those command strips, I guess, to hang the things on that wall. I guess it's because that wall matches up to the stairwell, you know, the fire escape, etc. Hi, William E. Oops, I better cover the brand. I don't want to get copyright infringed for drinking the certain kind of ginger ale that was the original ginger ale and was created in Michigan. But I don't want to get in copyright trouble. So. I had to look everywhere in Virginia for that stuff. So it's been an interesting week. I may or may not be on Wednesday night. Having a problem with doctors and medicine and stuff. Yeah. They all stink and they could kiss this. Anyway, we have some interesting things. I didn't get my studio all set up like I wanted to, but I got a few things going. I have more cameras than I can run on this software, so at some point I'm gonna have to switch away from StreamYard. But watching all the headaches that Sir Benji's had with, I don't know if I even want to do it, you know. But anyway, we've got stuff. We have more stuff than I can do tonight. I was going to do a big story on some paper money, but I didn't have time to get it ready because I went and opened a bank account and I did this. If I can make it work. I think that's the right. Hurry! Hi, honey. How are you? Look. Mailbox 1117, Grand Blanc. Actually, they pronounce it Grand Blanc. Just letting you know. Grand Blanc, Michigan 48480. So if you want to send me money or prizes or $1 million check like I got earlier today, April Fool. There was a $1 million check. There was a $14 or something. This is so silly. But I was in Virginia. I had Xfinity for my internet, and I am now in Michigan and I have Xfinity for my internet, but they don't run out of the same office, so they had to give me a refund from my other bill. And instead of just sending me, you know, a credit, they had to do something different. So they sent me a debit card with $14 to change. I guess that's the new thing because I got one from the utility company too, but it had a lot more money on it because utility deposit and all that there stuff. But guess what? We got pennies. Guess what else we got? Just a few, but we got some car wash quarters. I think we're getting back in business. I also had something else, but I'm not going to do it today. I'll save it for next week. So let me show you what else I got. Little gift I got. Oops. I found all my cameras. So even though I can only show them to you one at a time, I have 4 hooked up. So I can switch off to some different things. I just can't do it all at the same time. But we have this one, and it has our new little turntable. Our roundy round show it off turntable. And so that's something new we have. And then I have a camera where while I am sorting decorders and whatevers, I can put the book up there so we can see where we're at. On this particular book, we are only missing 2. Well, oddly enough, we are missing Michigan, and we are missing Minnesota. So, and these 2 over here are just so you can show obverse and reverse. So we're almost done with that book, and we can kind of prop the books up there in front of that camera and show them. And then we have Mr. Microscopical. I found him. Oh, there's a Canadian quarter. A Canadian. I got a Canadian. And last but not least, ta-da, 'tis I. 'Tis my messy apartment. Heck, I didn't even have furniture till a week ago as far as a living room. I have a chair. That's the ottoman that goes with the chair. And then this is like they called it a love seat, but it's really just like a double wide chair, which M3 has promptly decided is a double wide scratching post, and a little bit PO'd at him because he wants to tear stuff up. I don't like that very much. Teabag! One of my favorite furniture moving and hanging out peoples. I'm so glad I finally got to meet Fleabag, considering I lived so close to him for years. Didn't know it. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I had Sir Benji trying to put nails in a brick wall today. That was fun. But he took me to the bank so I could open up a bank account at a bank where they are very good about letting him have boxes of coins. And so I met the guy that authorizes whether or not you can get boxes of coins or not. So apparently I'm going to be able to go get some coins there. But this is the one that made me the most happy. And I only had $7 on me when I discovered it. But these are from a car wash. And I went in there actually just to wash. I had a rental car that was filthy because we had snow and it was just nasty. And I don't like taking back that way. Plus, every time I went to get in it, I was leaning up against the stuff and it on me. So I remembered there was this little car wash up in that town. It's about 20 miles from me, but I go there periodically because my friend's there. And so I went to the car wash, and sure enough, it still uses quarters, but it only took ones and fives to get the change. So I only had enough. I had 2 fives. And after I washed the car, I had and did all that stuff. I had $7 and something left. But these are genuine car wash quarters. We're going to do them. And we might as well do them first since I got the quarter book sitting up here. And then we're going to do some pennies. I know Fleabag's excited about that. He likes pennies. Penny in. Oh, yeah, I found this penny at the car wash. Did good. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. I got to sort them out. That's a centennial or a bicentennial. That's a state. That's a state. It's a regular. That's a former man ladies. State Park. State Park. State Park. George. A lot of regular doors. Yeah, that in my complex they don't use quarters. You have to get a, I was trying to say library card. I have to get a laundry card. So that's unfortunate. many regulars. Nothing good stuff. Yeah, I could only do a few because I didn't have the right money, but I was able to do something. Let's set those guys aside. And let's take a peek. And I'll start out with the bicentennial dude. Y'all notice I'm getting a better close-up on my microscope. When I fixed it better, I guess. We have nothing on top of his little pea brain. Let me get something to point with. Up here, on top of his hat, there are on some of them, I call them globules, little blobs that are not supposed to be there. But this one's, he keeps his hat tidy. Another place on here to look for the same is around the hand. I think there's one more that I don't really know about. I have to study. But I don't see anything of excitement on that guy. Hi, Patty. Yeah, bird nest. That's a good term for it. Yeah, it's really clear now, isn't it, Kevin? I'm pleased with my repair job. I don't know what I did right, but I did something right because it's much better, much closer. Okay, well, let's look at these states. We only need two. We need Michigan, and we need Minnesota. Hopefully we'll get something. Well, we got a New Mexico. I'm working on my new cheat sheet. This New Mexico's not in the best of shape. It looks like it needed to go through the car wash instead of from the car wash. I'm just happy I found a car wash that doesn't cost very much and is in an area where when I go see that particular friend, I need to wash any car I take down his road because the road to his farm is really pretty much always muddy and nasty. So I will be going through the car wash. I don't see any excitement on that. These are kind of grubby. Oh, hi, oh. Birthplace of aviation pioneers. Got two more. Maryland. I wasn't going to do my show because I'm a little upset. I'm a lot upset about some medical stuff that's going on. But there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to have to struggle with it. And the state of Missouri. Missouri. I don't want to offend anyone from Missouri. That is the way they pronounce it, at least according to my father, who was born there. I don't know if I ever told you that story. My dad always said that when before he passed away, he would like to go back to Missouri time. And that didn't happen. But when he passed away, he was to be buried in Iowa. And thus had to be flown up there. Well, they had to fly his body through St. Louis, Missouri. They lost my dad. How do you lose a freaking coffin in a luggage area? Can someone explain that one to me? How do you lose a body in a great big casket? Well, about the only thing I can say about it, Daddy got to go back to Missouri. The poor funeral director from Iowa had to drive all the way down there because his funeral was like the next day and they still hadn't found my dad. I know it's not funny, but my dad would have thought it was hilarious. Trust me on this one. So the poor funeral director had to go down there with one of their vehicles, and they finally found my dad and took him back to Iowa. But he did get his trip before he went to the great beyond heaven. If that's where he went, I'm questioning that sometimes. But yeah, he ended up going back. But I, to this day, have not figured out how on earth that happened. How you could lose something that big. Crazy, crazy. Okay, let's see if I can get this one. This is the American Women, and I have completed the first group. I only have 2 of that group, and I have no new ones today. I have 2 of the same ones, which are Wilma Mankiller, who was the first female chief of the Cherokee Nation. But we got no new ones of those in this batch, so we can put those aside. And some of you may remember one of the last shows I did in Virginia, I dropped my national park book and quarters flew out and ripped the cover off, and I made a mess. I think I got it mostly back together now. Let's see if I can. We're missing a few in it. Now I got some stands I'm going to be putting these on, but for right now, I'm just going to kind of stand it that way so you can see what we're working on. And we will go through this little dab. And then we'll do some pennies. Now these pennies, I didn't get a whole box because Sir Reggie was going to get them for me last week, and he didn't get to the bank. So he had some at his house, and he just grabbed me out half of what he had. And Oh yeah, you're gonna want to check his show tomorrow. He got hundreds of dollars of customer rolled coins today when he took me to open my bank account. So that's gonna be fun. See what kind of things turn up in that money. That'd be real cool. All right, let's see what I got here. Billings, I know I have both of those, but have to remember to check the minty marks. It's a minty fresh thing. See what else we got. I'm not focusing on a whole lot of errors right now. Oh, excuse me. It's another page. I haven't seen a W for the longest time. I know I have both my Tuskegees. I saw a real cool show about the Tuskegee Airmen the other night. I wish I had written the name of it down, but it's on YouTube, so picture drops. Michigan. Can you tell I'm so happy to be in Michigan? Even though the weather's been miserable and I've been fighting with doctors and everything, I'm still so happy to be in Michigan. It's like the last time I had a car, I just went driving around looking to see. I don't know if that's constitutes, or if that's just a scratch right there. I can't really tell. Let's go down and look at the windows. Sometimes the windows appear to be broken. And also down here, there are some that look like the bucket has leaked. So that's some little error things you can look for. And that's a B. I don't really need that one either. Yeah, I found 3 or 4 W's when they first came out in the car wash. You know, from the car wash orders. But then I didn't find any more. There's that Missouri thing. Misery state. The constant state of misery. And it's a date. The last one. Yeah, Sir Benji thought he had a W today, but he just looked at it wrong. It really wasn't a W. What we're coming out. And it's a put. So that's all the car wash orders I have today because I was not prepared for finding a car wash. So we made no progress on that, but now I know where there is one. So the next time I have a vehicle, I can take there to wash it. I do not just go in the car wash and get their change. I actually wash the vehicle while I am there. I don't just go and take their change. I go and wash my vehicle, and whatever change I have left over, then that's what we play with on the channel. But I do check my coins before I put them in the car wash. Obviously, I'm not spend them without doing that. I have to find something to put these pennies in. Let me put them, I'll put them in here. I'm not going to be sorting. Pick these quarters up first. Yeah, that little gem going around on the turntable. I bought, well, I attempted to buy it on a buy it now auction, but before I could pay for it, I think it was Spray Can jumped in there and paid for it, and then it was sent off to me. It's copper. Isn't she pretty? Get this quarters put away. That plastic bag. I'm flying kind of messy right now on the channel. I'm not done unpacking yet because I've had sickness, and I'm probably gonna have some real sickness later this week because I have a couple of medications that you are not supposed to just stop taking. They are medications that you're supposed to taper off. Well, due to an insurance snafu, I'm going to run out of medication before I get to see my new primary care. And so I'm pretty sure that's going to make me sick. And I'm a little worried about that. So if I don't do my show Wednesday, you'll know that's what happened because the doctor's putting this till Thursday. All right, well, busting open the first roll of pennies here. And it looks like a mixed bag. It has shield pennies on both ends, but I see some darker coins in it. I like opening M&Ms. All right, let's see what we got here. I gotta put my glasses back on. Funniest thing, now that I've got a different desk, I am able to see the computer screen perfectly, but the stuff I'm sorting on my desk, I have to put my glasses on. We'll just run some through here. 81D. Nothing exciting there. I forgot to do my 95D. I don't know where my cheat sheet is. That is a problem. Is that the book? No. So, if you all see something that you think is a goodie, let me know because I have not yet found the box with my cheat sheets in it. Unfortunately for us all. So we're mostly tonight just looking for Wheaties. I'm going to pull all these shield pennies out there. The shield of no yield. Oh, that's a grub. Just a little grubby for 2001, don't you think? This is not coin related, but I am signed up, assuming I am well enough to do it, to go to, in June, a seated metal detecting hunt. Now, what a seated hunt is where the sponsors of the hunt go out there on a piece of land, and they plant targets for you to find. However, there also can be what I call free range targets, which are just things that were already on that property. I'm hoping to be well enough to detect by then. If I'm not, I am going to do one of two things. I'm either going to just set up somewhere where I have a good view and take photos and interview people that are participating. Or if I'm really too sick to go, I'm going to give the trip away to someone. Because I usually know a few days ahead, and I'll give you all the info on it a little further down the line. But I looked at the list, and I don't recognize, these are a lot of them are Michigan and Ohio people, and I don't recognize some of the individual names, but I may recognize their channel names. But one name I do know is on there is my friend Deegan with Deej. So that's going to be a fun adventure. Deej was instrumental in getting me moved back to Michigan. And so I am really excited about that. The event is sold out. They only have, I think it was 150 slots. And they have camping and all kinds of stuff. I have never done a seated hunt before, so I'm trying very hard to stay well enough to be able to participate in it. Especially because Deej will be there. Deej is so much fun. Oh yeah, Deej has had my back ever since I first got sick, and the bullies were telling people that I wasn't really sick and I was just pretending to be sick so I could suck money out of them. It was horrible. They did that to several people, and oh yeah. Detecting is one of those things. Yeah, I will have no problem. I will have no problemo. I'm wanting to get out there so bad, but I know I'm gonna have to like just pace myself and not overdo it. If I get to detect for 15 minutes, I'll be happy. Because one thing about seeded hunts is the targets from what I've watched are usually pretty close together. So I'll find something before I, woohoo, go Patty. Go Patty. Hey Patty, do I get to count one that I found eyeballing it on the ground? I did find a ring. It's just a little skinny ring, but it's definitely a ring. Let's stick it over here. I mean, it's not a washer or anything. You can tell by how the inside is shaped. I don't think it's silver or anything, but it is definitely a ring. And I found it on the ground in the grass. So it's a 76. So I think that counts. 69D. but I haven't really done any. A rig is a rig. That's the way I look at it. 61D. We got pretty close there to a Wheatie. Like I said, I do not have my cheat sheet. Yeah, M3 is not real wild about his new living arrangement. He got a brand new kitty house. He likes it. He climbs up on it and looks out the window, but I think he's a little confused about being on the 5th floor, so he's looking at the tops of the trees instead of the bottoms. And he's kind of misbehaving a little. Oh, that Texas Longhorn ring was awesome. We showed that one. That one was really cool. I liked that. But I figured if I'm going to break back in, the best way for me to do it is to do a seated hunt with a bunch of other people around, so that if I can't go for very long, at least I have another function, which is to interview people and show what they found, and they can just come over to my event tent and show the different things they found. And Deej reminded me I need to get new stickers. So I have stickers. I will have stickers to give away. So if anybody wants to contribute to the sticker fund, when I get them, obviously you will get a sticker. But that way I can use them to promote the channel. Because every time I get sick, I lose. Hey, Mike, how are ya? Every time I get sick and I can't come on, I lose part of my view hours. And I'm back down now to 1,400 and something out of the 3,000 that I need. So that event will give me an opportunity to go and chit chat with folks. I wish I had my cheat sheet. It's frustrating. Very frustrating. Get it. Three of these. Maybe if I hold it just right, I can. The book doesn't really help like the cheat sheet did. I saw advertisement the other day. I've seen these apps for all kinds of things, identifying plants, identifying gems and rocks. Well, now I saw one that's supposed to identify blood Excuse me. And just was curious if anyone had tried it to see what it actually does. If it points out errors or anything like that. Yeah, nothing much there. This one's got a shield on one end and a darker colored penny on the other. Crack her open, hoping to find at least a Wheatie. I can't really do all my errors and stuff. I'm hoping for a Wheatie. I might go back through this bag later when I have the list. Whoa, distilled pennies. Oh, the desk has been officially broken in. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14. Oops, 15. Yeah, I got to break in. Oops, there's another one. 16. I got to break in a new aid so that the aid knows don't just pick up pennies and put them in a random spot on my desk, because that's not how it works. I don't like getting them mixed with the ones I've already sorted. That kind of thing. Let's pick out the shields. Shields have no meaning. They just ugly pennies. I don't know if they even qualify as pennies. They're so ugly. I guess you're not allowed to link and chain. Let's see what we got. Oops, that's a shield. That's a shield. If any of you remember what I'm looking for on these pennies, let me know, because the cheat sheet is missing in action. Yeah, I'm not going to stay on real late tonight. There's 75. They have no intrinsic value, which is cool. Yeah, I had big plans for today's show, but I guess I can tell you part of the story. And that is that somebody at my health insurance company made a big mistake. Oh, yeah, thanks, Flea. You think I didn't remember those? You funny guy, Flea. You funny. M3 says he don't think he's funny. There's 82. Get that one. Started a new 82 collection. Yeah, there's a box buried in here somewhere. Has a lot of my stuff in it. My cheat sheets and my containers that I put coins in after I've looked at them. And I'll find it this week because I'm getting down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 15 of those banker's boxes that I haven't been through yet. And I know that stuff is in one of them. Just didn't have time because I was usually dealing with my health insurance people who really have screwed this move up. And how they screwed it up was when I transferred my insurance. The girl at the insurance company canceled the wrong insurance card. Hi, Muscle Shell. Yeah, she canceled the wrong one. She canceled the brand new Michigan one instead of the old Virginia one. Well, the snowball effect was that I couldn't spend my benefits and I couldn't get my prescriptions filled. And because I couldn't get in to see primary care because she canceled the wrong one. So what the end result of that is I had an appointment on Thursday, but all my meds started running out on Saturday. And I have a couple that you cannot just stop. You have to taper off or it will make you quite sick. Well, the new doctor won't write the prescriptions until he has seen me, and the old doctor no longer can. Which means they have left me sitting out here with no medications. And truth be told, I am deathly afraid I'm going to have an incident with my heart because they're not supposed to just stop taking these meds. And it's not good. And I spent most of the day yesterday and today trying to deal with pharmacies and texting people. It led to nothing. So for the next 3 days, I'm going to be without some of my very critical medications over someone's clerical error. And hoping I don't poking. I'm hoping that it doesn't throw me into some kind of cardiac issue or something. But there's not a whole lot you can do. You can't really fight them. They won't let my Virginia doctor prescribe for me in Michigan. In the meantime, I had to call the insurance company today and get all my insurance info in case the new card is not here by Thursday, so I can well, I got these from Sir Benji and they're defective as well. Did he get yours? Maybe that's it. He's got the whammy honestly. Well, I do know one thing. Let's see if I can. I got curious last night and started looking at the enders. And I know we are not going to get skunked because this roll I am going to open has a Wheatie for an ender. So we got at least one. Let's play a game. Y'all know this game. We play it often. This game is guess the date based on the reverse. The closest without going over is going to win. I'll show you what you're going to win in a second. First, I want to get our coin all loaded up. Okay. Based upon what you can see, and what you're going to win is, let's see if I can find him. Okay. This is a piece of M3 fur attached to a John Tyler presidential dollar coin. I'm going to give away that coin. Come on, have this. Let's stand him on his head. Oh, he's no fun. He fell right over. Let's turn him. He might be getting too busy. All right. So let me get back over here to Mr. Scope. Okay. Says we got 10 people in here. Let's see how many have placed a guess. Yeah, Patty, don't we all want to find a 43 copper wheat penny? Hi, Mandy. Okay, it starts with Darkwing Duck. 53, 54, 51, 57, 39. Hi, New Marshall. 42, 40, 50. One guess per person, please. Oh, if you accidentally did more than one, only the first one counts. Okay, everybody ready to see? Everybody ready to see? Teeny, meeny, chilly, beany, that's Flipper. Flipper, Flipper, faster than light. 55D. Closest without going over. Okay, we got Mike at 54D. It's Mr. Mike. Like Sherry, I shows. Let me find a number. Envelope. Prize. Yeah, it kind of was, Kevin. Well used penny. Get this set up here. Yeah. Send me an email for the prize. Because I don't know where anything is. The address book, nothing. I'm still. It's a work in progress. Sure would be nice if there'd be another one. I'm really tired today. Why? Just mental stress, emotional strain. I just want all this insurance problem to be over so I can do what I came here to do, which is start to get some treatment for my IgG4 issue. But I can't get that until I've seen my primary care and have, it's been slow. Before I get into this role, I'm gonna go get a drink and take my last of one of those pills. Maybe I'll feel a little better. I'm hurting. But the other thing we did today, I'm going to do this real quick so you can write this down. I think this is it. We got a new P.O. box. We did. Yeah, there it is. P.O. Box 1117, Grand Blanc. No, not here. Not in Michigan. In Michigan, that's Grand Blanc. Anywhere else, that word would be Blanc. But this is Michigan. It's blank. Grand Blanc, Michigan, 48480. That's where you can send me all kinds of goodies. You can send things for me to give away. You can send donations. You can send crazy pictures and presents. Whatever you want. Toys for everybody. We just got a new banana a couple days ago. Didn't you, Nannerhead? Yeah, you get a new Nana? Yeah. You got a new Nana on Mikey's birthday. Yeah, we miss our Mikey, huh? He was the banana. All right, I'll be right back. We'll try not to fall down and go with me. Mercy. almost back in the house. Oh, be there in just a second, peoples. Hang tight. Having some pain. I need to smack it into place before it gets too bad. I found 2 pills, one in my purse and one in my emergency hospital trip bag. So I'm having to break them in half and just take a half. So I'm a little uncomfortable. Oh, wee! Because, see, I can't take NSAIDs like Aleve or any of that kind of stuff, which makes it even harder to do this deal. I'm going to grab some coffee. Yeah, I thought about it. I think I'm going to go to bed early instead. Because the more I'm asleep, the less I'm going to suffer. I'm so mad. I almost lost $168 in benefits because that girl canceled the wrong card. But I got a hold of the supervisor who was able to activate the new card even though it hasn't gotten here yet. So I could pay a couple of bills online with my benefits and not lose them. That was good. But I did not get to get any of my medical supplies. That kind of stunk. Ooh, excuse me again. Right. Oh, here's something different. We got Elizabeth II, Canadian pin. They don't make pennies in Canada anymore. Ooh, it's a pretty decent year too. 62. 62 Canadian. That's nice. Ooh, we'll keep that. Yeah, that same box has my, that I can't find, has my box with my Canadian and other foreigners in it. I know it's here, I've seen the box, but at the time when I saw it, I didn't have my desk. I did get a new desk and it's very nice. Much bigger. I actually have room to lay things out. I still don't have it set up quite the way I want it yet, but it has potential. I was dreading putting it together, and I didn't have to. Mr. Sir Benji Wendy did it for me. But he's a nice feller. He's also my taxi cab and my. Oh yeah, he forgot to bring his GoPro today when he came over. I think he's got that figured out. He really did. I helped with it. Sure was funny trying to watch him put those nails in that concrete wall, though. I didn't know it was concrete because the other walls in the apartment aren't. Oh, that was funny. So I gotta get some more command strips. I have started making my own lemonade in a cheaper fashion. I had bought some lemonade and I kept the bottle, and because I have a problem with artificial sweeteners, and a lot of them have artificial sweeteners in them. And there's the Canadian one, put that with our wheat. So what I've been doing is buying regular lemon juice, 100% lemon juice. You can pick up a bottle of it at the Dollar Tree for about $25, or about a little bit more than that at the grocery store. And put that in the bottle. Put some sugar in the bottle. And then you put some hot water in so that it dissolves the sugar. And you shake it up real good till the sugar dissolves. Put it in the refrigerator. When it gets cold, your lemonade is way better than the store-bought, and it doesn't have anything artificial in it. It's just lemon juice, butter, and sugar. I drink a lot of lemonade. It's actually supposed to be good for digestion, and I don't. Oh, we got so close, 1960. I don't drink a lot of pop. Down south, they call it soda, but here it's pop. But I do drink ginger ale. That's about the only one. But yeah, this lemonade that I make turns out very good. And I just eyeball the sugar. I kind of figured out how much I have to put in to get it where I like it. But it's so much cheaper. I get that bottle of lemon juice and I can make like 4 of these great big containers. Yeah, and the sugar's not that expensive. It's way cheaper than buying bottled, and it's better tasting and better for you because it doesn't have any chemicals or anything. Good stuff. So that's what I did. I just started eating some. Oh, good. I'm about to fall asleep, Gag. Yeah, I started drinking. There's 82. Started drinking lemonade again when I was in the hospital when I had that influenza A, because I can't drink orange juice, and they kept bringing me orange juice with my breakfast, and I kept telling them I can't drink that. So then they were bringing me other juices, and I said, no, the only one that my stomach will tolerate is lemonade. So I started drinking lemonade. But I looked on the label, and it had like a zillion extra things in it. Well, please do, because I can't find my cheat sheet book. It's here. I just don't know which box it's in. So I'm just mostly glancing. If I remember what I'm supposed to look for, I will. Oh, ugh. Oh gosh, I'm tired. Oh, another 82. 81. My allergies have been going crazy too. It is really, really windy in Michigan. And there's like constantly stirred up dirt and dust, and things are just trying to bloom. And man, my nose driving me crazy. Excuse me. 65. Oh, 86. And uh, boy, that was shiny. Yeah, I was watching YouTube, and I really know how old I am now when I guess they're looking at my analytics of other things I've watched about the 50s and the 60s. And all of a sudden they started feeding me things from the Mickey Mouse Club. And I don't mean the new Mickey Mouse Club. I mean the Annette Funicello Mickey Mouse Club. And one of the things they fed me was this whole TV series that she did about a poor country orphan that moves to a city and her to stay with her aunt and uncle, and her aunt's kind of a snobby person and wants her to hang out with all the rich kids because apparently they're wealthy, and doesn't like her hanging out with the other kids that grew up on farms. But there's a scene in there where they have a hayride. And now I have all these weird songs stuck in my head. Like Camp Town Racetrack, sing this song, and what was the other one? Oh darling, oh darling. So I got all that 50s junk stuck in my head now. Can't get it out of there. what do they call that? An earworm. Like to have something a little better. We're gonna open one more. And then I think I'm gonna pack it up. M3 has done a couple new videos. Y'all would go watch his little videos. That'd be cool. And we're all sitting here not doing anything. How about you do two things? You go and you hit the like, and if you're not subscribed, you hit that. And then how about you share this out? And then maybe a few more folks will come over, and if a few more folks come over, we will give something else away, and I'll probably do another one. Shield no needles out. Yep. Like the streamer M3 will sneak into your house tonight and unroll all your toilet paper. Oh, he's learned a new trick. Hey, Mark Thomas. M3 has learned a new trick, but I have not been able to catch him doing it yet to make a video of it. But his new trick is I will sit down somewhere with my walker and Stinkapoo will get under my walker and push it away from me so I can't get to it. He's driving my walker. He thinks it's hilariously funny to do that when I am in the bathroom. Like I'll be in the shower or something, and he will take my walker and push it into the next room. Thinks he's real funny. He's a stinker. But yeah, I've got to get him pushing the walker, and what's funny is the brand name on it is Drive. And so he's driving my walker around now. I think he's trying to tell me that he doesn't want me to rely on the walker. But I'm not sure. He might just think it's a really cool toy. Can't hold on to nothing. There's a 20. Toot, 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 toot. I don't know if they have any problems or not. It's up to Shield. Yeah, I'm just happy I got the new P.O. box finally. And I got a bank account. They didn't have my bank here. I still kept that other account, but they don't have Wells Fargo in Michigan for some reason. So. But the bank I went to seems to be pretty cool. And I will be able to get penny boxes and stuff there because I went in with Mr. Randy, Mr. Benji, and he got me all set up. And more like M3 the Maniac cat. He's, ooh, that one's pretty shiny for a 68. Got a little patina, as they say. Can I get halves? I could if I could afford to get halves. But Really, pretty much, I think the only person they give halves to at that bank is Sir Benji, and he's kind of getting off the halves for a while. He got several $100s in customer rolled coins today, all mixed denominations. So he's going to be delving into those tomorrow on his show. I should have asked him if I could grab one roll of each denomination from him. I didn't think about that. That would have been fun. See if I would accidentally get the good roll. Ooh, look at the patina on that one. There's rainbow bright there. Look at that. That's kind of pretty for an old Lincoln. Cheers indeed. Yeah, see, I don't have the big money to go and get like $500 boxes of coins. I just don't have access to it. Even though I know I'd be taking them back, it's just not something that I can do. That's one of the reasons I do car wash quarters and things like that. I'm sure I could get them, but I can't afford it. Usually about the biggest thing I can afford is a box of pennies, which is $25. And then sometimes I will go in and get like 5 rolls of each thing and go through 5 rolls of each denomination. But, and truthfully, I don't know a lot about halves, and that may be why, is because I just can't really afford. I have them once in a great while. Oh, look, we're going back to Canada. I had mentioned this when I was leaving Virginia, that I thought I would hit more Canadian coins. And I thought that once I got back to Michigan, I would get more Canadian coins because we're very close to the border. It's just across the water. Well, I would like to head this over too, William. I just can't personally afford to do that. But I do periodically go in and get some rolls. Hi, Heavy Metal Detecting. How are you? Cheers to you as well. So anyway, here's the second Canadian of my $14 worth of pennies that I got. Southern Europe. Where exactly are you, Heavy Metal? This is an 86. This is quite a bit newer than the other one we found. Nice looking coin. Put that up there with our other Canadian that I found earlier. The hot South. I wish it were hot where I am. It's cold and I'm tired of being cold. I want to go metal detecting. I want to go metal detecting and it's too cold. Way too cold. I think the high today was in the 40s. Oh, here's one of the Lincoln Life series. Not in the best of shape, but it's not in the worst. Ah, playing guess where heavy metal is. That's a new game. I would like to have enough money to go to Europe. My mother's family is mostly from the Netherlands and Germany, and my dad's, as far as I know, are all UK, primarily Great Britain, but there's a couple in there that I'm not sure. I think they may be uh, from Austria or Czechoslovakia. So I would like to go and try to dig up some documentation on different family members, see where they were from, but it's pretty unlikely I'm going to get to do that now that I'm in my 70s. Although my great grandmother, who is reportedly, but I have not been able to prove, related to the Grimms of the Grimm fairy tales, she traveled until she was well in her 90s. She had no qualms about getting on a plane or a bus or whatever and traveling. And apparently, great grandma Bina also had no qualms about packing a little heat. Somebody asked her one time if she wasn't afraid to get on a Greyhound bus at her age and go across the country. And she told them, well, I sit by the driver, and if they give me any problems, I just introduce them to my friend. And they said, oh, you travel with a friend? And she said, yeah, and pulled a little 22 pea shooter out of her handbag. And she was like well into her 90s. I have a picture of her standing in front of a Greyhound bus. And I think she was 95 or something in that picture. She was a remarkable woman. Lived to be almost 100 years old. Got in trouble with the Third Reich. I guess it was the Third Reich at that point. Maybe not quite yet, but she suspected highly that something bad was going to happen in Germany, and she went over there, I guess, tried to get some of her cousins out, and was detained for a short time until they could ascertain, number one, that she was not of Jewish descent and that she was in fact an American citizen. She told me that the embassy had to get her out, but they would not let her bring her cousins with her. They weren't Jewish or in any position where they were really known as being sympathizers or anything, but she just knew it was going to get bad. She just knew it. Well, made her effort. I am going to open one If I can find one that has a dirty ender. I want something that is not a shield penny on the end. This one's too dirty. Oh. So far, we have found 2 Canadian, 1 wheat penny, and 1 Lincoln Life series. Out of, I think, 5 or 6 rolls. It's not awful, but it's not great. So we'll give it one chance. Now, Wednesday night is metal detecting night at 6 o'clock Eastern. And I do have some things to discuss on that. And I have a couple giveaways. Things that I found when I was unpacking, and I'm like, I wondered where that went. I thought I gave that away already. But apparently I didn't. And we're going to talk a little more about what seeded hunts are and how they work, since I am going to my first seeded hunt. I'm really looking forward to that. It'll be the first time I'll pretty much be guaranteed. Debbie Jones! It's my sister from another mister! How you doing, sweetie? I was thinking about you today. Because I wasn't going to go on camera at all tonight. And I ended up going on camera. And I thought, when you were like so not well, and you were like, oh, hell, I'm going, get on there. and so you were my inspiration today to clean up my act and go on camera. So thank you for popping in. I love my Penny Jones. My best friend was a girl named Kathy Jones, and Pammy, you are so much like Kathy. I swear you guys must have been related somehow. Yeah, I miss her. She moved on to a different planet a few years ago. You guys are really. I'm so glad to see you, Pammy. How you doing? Did you ever get moved? I got moved, Pammy. I got moved. I'm in Michigan again. I'm so happy to be in Michigan again. All the naysayers who said I was just taking money to be taking money and I just wasn't really getting it to move, they can all kiss my president on. But I haven't even finished unpacking yet. I've been here 2 months. And the reason I haven't finished unpacking, woo, look at this one, folks. The reason I haven't finished unpacking is I keep getting sick, but I don't care. I'm among friends, as they say. I felt very uncomfortable the whole time I was stuck in Virginia. I had very few friends. I didn't have anything in common with most any of those people. Try again to go live. Everything has changed. Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I've been off for a while. I had to, but I kind of started coming back last week a little bit. To when I moved, I lost all my cameras. I couldn't find any of my stuff, and I got a check for my birthday that I was instructed I was not to use it to pay bills, that I had to do something with it for, like a birthday thing. So I went down to the Best Buy and bought me a new camera and started over. And here I am. And that's no April Fool. And I got a couple people that have been helping me out. Three Bags been helping me out, and his lovely wife, and Sir Benji, and Digging with Deej, and my crazy friend Question Mark from Question Mark and Mysterians. And all my people on my channel have continually sent me messages of support, and I'm just plugging away, doing what I can do, and unpacking. Like the apartments kind of gave me a hard time because I was taking so long to unpack, and they had a big inspection, and I had boxes everywhere because that's just me. And I just told them, I said, look, I'm sorry. I have a bunch of diseases that there are no cures for. And you knew that when you rented to me. You knew that I came here so that I could try to get treatment at the University of Michigan's hospital. And oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I knew your mom was not doing well, and it's getting too much for you to care for her. I don't want to butt into your business, but everybody could see the toll that was taking. You've got your own health, and you can't help her at all if you can't keep yourself going. Yeah, StreamYard's made a lot of changes, and I'm not sure I really like some of them, but I'm afraid to switch because I don't want to get in over my head. But yeah, I need to start selling my jewelry again, and this is, I pretty much sold all my coins to get up here, except just a few. Yeah, I was on the wait list for where I am for 3 years, and when I got the call, I only had a month to get everything packed up and moved. So yeah, I get it. It's one of those Tom Petty things. The waiting is the hardest part. I can't even tell what the date on this thing is. If this is a Patsy Cline coin, it is blue. I don't know what that is, but we'll keep that as a miscellaneous. Yeah, I still haven't found all my coin stuff. A lot of it is in one box together, and I have not found that box yet. It's in this apartment. It is here. I kind of got away from selling coins and started selling my vintage 45 record collection, and that really helped pay for a lot of this move. I'm getting ready to fire up my Nightbot here. Because I can already tell there's no Wheaties in the rest of this roll. Well, I'm glad Pammy. I'm glad she didn't end up in an icky place. Yeah, I'm still totally, well, not 100%, totally independent here. We can order meals if we want to at $3 a meal. They bring us the menu for the month, and we can order a meal a day at $3, which is very reasonable. The apartments are very nice. We have an exercise room, a library, and a community room, and it's highly affordable. Okay, we are gonna do a yeah, see, I've just run into one of those things in StreamYard that has changed. Oh, okay. I'll show those on Wednesday on the detecting show, Patty. Thank you very much. We're gonna type this into the stream. It's what I put up there. Hashtag April Fools. And I will pick out something here in a minute to give away. I don't have a lot out right now. Like I said, most of that stuff is all in one box, and I just gotta find that box. But y'all go ahead while I'm looking at the rest of these pennies. And how this is working is when you type that in, the Nightbot puts you on a giveaway list. That's a new thing that's working with StreamYard, so that's kind of cool. Let me look at the rest of these real quick. I've lost, like I said earlier, I have lost my cheat sheet on my pennies. So I'm going to be going back through this bunch again. I'm mostly just looking for Canadians and Indian heads and that kind of stuff. And I will go back through these at a later time for my key dates and that kind of stuff. These were just something that Sir Benji was kind enough to share with me, so I would have something to work with. I was losing so many. See, I'm still not monetized because I don't have my view hours, and because I was sick and wasn't doing any shows, I was losing view hours like crazy. So right now, I'm just kind of doing whatever I can to keep from losing any more of them. But I'm working on some videos that are not live stream, but they are coin and currency related. While I figure out the new direction of things. But I am devoting quite a bit of time getting ready to anyway to selling my vintage 45 collection. I think it's time for some other people to enjoy those So far, I've only sold 13 records, but I've made over $2,000 because I do have some rare stuff. And I've also got a lot of rock and roll memorabilia. I have a t-shirt. I don't even know what it's worth. We tried to find a value for it online. And I have the shirt for a completely different reason than what it is valuable for. I grew up with a band from Florida called the Outlaws. And in 1975, they went on their first tour of Europe, opening for The Who. Oh, Tammy, that's horrible. That kind of happened to my husband and I right after we got married. We were renting a house from a guy, and like the guy was the best man in our wedding, and 2 weeks later he sold the house out from under us. No warning, no nothing. People like that should be just horsewhipped. That is the most horrible thing to do to someone, is to just come up and say, you got to get out because I sold the place. And give somebody no warning, and usually it's people that have no financial means to make such a fast move. Yeah, when my mom died, I had to get out of her house. And I bought that was in 2014, and I bought a 1975 Class C motorhome, a 28-foot motorhome. But it was built on a Chevy Econoline chassis, and Chevy Econolines are pretty easy to maintain. So I'm living in a 35-year-old motorhome for a couple of years when that deal happened. And I kind of wish I hadn't got rid of the motorhome, but I had to because I was going to have to replace all of the plumbing in it because I had filled my water tanks in Flint right after they switched the water over. And when they first found out about what was going on with the water, then I was going to have to replace all the plumbing. But the older motorhomes are so much easier to maintain. I remember sitting in Dayton, Ohio in the parking lot one night, changing the starter on my motorhome. I'm laying in the freaking snow. But yeah, I started to convert a van, and I bought some of the stuff to do it, and then I just got too sick to do it. But I still have some of those things, and they have come in very handy. Like I've had Route 66. Yeah, my brother did the Route 66 thing, and I really wanted to do it, but I didn't think my motorhome would make it, so I didn't. So all I got was the t-shirt. Oh, I was going to tell you about this t-shirt that I have that I don't know if I'm going to sell it or not, but my friends did this tour of Europe opening for The Who. And as it turned out, I told my friend to bring me something back, and he brought me a t-shirt from the tour. And So he brings me back this t-shirt. Well, years later, I found out that was the concert where The Who got in the Guinness Book of World Records for being the loudest rock and roll band in the world. It's a very famous shirt and very famous concert. And for about 30 minutes, the Outlaws were the loudest rock and roll band in the world. And then The Who came on and just blew them away. But that t-shirt, the poster of that concert is worth thousands and thousands of dollars. So I cannot imagine what the t-shirt must be. I have it in a box wrapped in tissue paper, not knowing what to do with it. All right, Pammy. Yeah. Sometimes you have to reload StreamYard. If you were using it before, it has cached an older copy. But the red button is there. But sometimes you gotta load it a couple of times to get the darn thing to come up. I'll see if I can find you later. I love you, girl. We people are doing pretty good. Oh, look. What do I have here? Okay. This is 74. I found another Canadian. See, I knew when I came back to Michigan, I was going to start finding Canadian coins again. Because, I mean, all you have to do in Detroit, I'm about 60, 70 miles from west of Detroit. If you go to Detroit, you just go across the Ambassador Bridge and you're in Canada. The part of Michigan where I am, you have a pretty good trip to get to Canada because I'm on the other side of Lake Huron. But I knew I would start finding Canadian coins, and I prepared myself for that by starting a little box to keep them in. So that is my third Canadian. I have found more Canadians than Wheaties. And I found this in my change today from the grocery, a 79 Canadian dime. So yeah, I knew I was going to start finding Canadian coins, and that's kind of neat. I'm pretty much going to skip the rest of these for now because, like I said, I'm going to have to go back through them when I find my cheat sheet. Is that a hole? I don't think it goes all the way through. It is darn close. Yeah, it does go all the way through, I think, but it's really tiny on this side, right there. I think that's the same. Yep. Somebody tried to hold this one, but didn't get it. Oh, William Fowler. Long time no see. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I like the painted quarters. They are just the coolest. They are really, really cool. Yeah, Canada has some really neat coins. And a little bit of trivia. The very first silver coin I found with my metal detector, I was out in the middle of a field, an old cotton field that had become the playground of school in South Georgia, USA. And this coin had been there for a while because it was almost 8 inches down. And it was a silver Canadian dime. And it really made me wonder, how did this coin from Canada end up in a cotton field in southern Georgia? And that was the very first silver I found with my detector. And I keep it in the box with my rings that I have found, because I don't want to forget that that was the first thing I found that was a silver coin. The next silver coin that I found with my detector, I found in Virginia on my sister's farm, and it was a war nickel, a San Francisco Mint war nickel. So that was another cool find. I thought I was going to find all kinds of stuff on my sister's farm, and unfortunately, I think most of that farm was covered with fill dirt, and anything that was real treasure. Oh yeah, that's a tough one there, William. I still have my friend Tommy's ashes. I have half of them. He had a big, long, elaborate idea of places that he wanted his ashes scattered. And the other day I unpacked them, and I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to be able to meet his request. And it's a very emotional thing to do. And I think when it's one of your parents, it's even more. But yeah, I'll be thinking about you. Well, let's do one more. There wasn't much in that one, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. It was a long day. Anytime you're dealing with medical people that don't have a clue, they really don't understand that this sudden stopping of a medication that you're not supposed to stop suddenly can really cause me some serious issues. I just had that implant put in my heart back in June. Well, I understand that, William. That's a thing. I had a good friend who passed away before his mom, and unbeknownst to the rest of her family, we took some of his ashes out before they were properly distributed, and she actually put them in the container so that when she died, those ashes could be put with hers, so she would be with her son. And I was the only one that knew for a long time, and then I thought, well, what happens if something happens to me? So I told one of her sons. The rest of them probably would not have approved of that, but that's what we did. That was her wish, so that's what we did. And then I was like, well, I don't know what I should do with the rest of his ashes. And his brother ended up, I guess I made a good case, and his brother ended up buying a cremains lot for me. But yeah, if that's what somebody wants, that's what they should, if you can do it, then, I had people say, well, she'll never know if you don't do it. I'm like, maybe not, but I will. 4-hour walk to Wolf Mountain, our hunting grounds. Sunny day. Well, at least you're going to have some decent weather. I know my thing is going on. I know I have a giveaway going on. I'm going to do it as soon as this roll of pennies is done. But I have a bunch of new people came in. So maybe one of my mods could post what they need to be posting to get into. And shut up. Because right now I have 6 eligible users. And if one of the mods would be kind enough to put up there what they are supposed to be posting to get in the drawing, or I'll do it myself. I was just trying to get through some pennies. Okay, if you want to get in the drawing, you post hashtag April Fools. Everybody type it in. Thank you, Darlene Eller. I appreciate that. You don't have to ask me to do that. You can just jump in anytime and do that kind of thing if you're a mod. I hope that my mods will do that because I'm kind of slack about that. All right, William. Glad to see you. I haven't seen you for so long, and I've been in and out with being sick and everything. And over the past couple of weeks, I've seen people I haven't seen for a long time. It makes me very happy. Come back Wednesday night if you're able. If you're not, I will certainly understand because I know what's going on with you right now. As soon as I look at the backs of these, like I said, I'm not searching these real well. I'm just looking for the, I'm cherry picking. And I'm not even in Traverse City. If you're from Michigan, you'll understand that. Nope, I don't see any other goodies in here. But like I said, I have lost there's a box that has unfinished part of a box of pennies. It has cheat sheets. It has a bunch of stuff in it, but giveaways. All right, what we gonna give here? There's something. Let me see. It's not real pretty, but it is what it is. We gonna give away till I find the box with the better stuff. We're just kind of piddling here. You too, William. Okay, let me get to my other camera. Like I said, one of the things about StreamYard, you can hook up multiple cameras, but unless you pay for Pro, you can only use them one at a time. If you're using Pro, you can only use 2, which I have bigger ambition. I just have to make some decisions about how I'm going to do it. Okay, let me get that off there. I was showing that off earlier. That may be a gift away at some time, but not tonight. We're going to gift away that. And just to protect it, we will add a Welma Mankiller quarter. Welma was the first female chief of the Cherokee Nation. So you'll be getting a $2 bill, an oddity in itself, and Welma Mankiller, another oddity. So not the super duperest things, but I have not had the opportunity to get things going. I thought I was going to have time this weekend, but I was sick all day Saturday. And I spent most of Sunday fighting with my insurance people because the Sunday was the last day that they were going to be open on weekends to listen to me yell at them. So, and I did resolve one issue, so that saved me $168. So I did not have time today to really set things up the way I wanted them, but I did have time to get to try out all the cameras, make sure all that equipment works before I set it up in permanent arrangement. So let me see if I can take a quick look here and see how many people are in now. We have 8 entries, and since these are almost all people that I know well, I'm not going to require that they be in the room. I do not ship out of the country. I have to remind people of that. I just can't afford it right now. It costs a lot of money for me to move. It was huge. But we got it done. And it's going to settle down here pretty soon. I know it is. Let me see if I can pull the screen up. No, Marshall. There he is. He's back. One of these days, I'm going to tell a story about New Marshall. See if he even remembers it. It's an oldie but a goodie. But I won't do it tonight. Okay. Yeah, I was so excited. I was looking at the new StreamYard and saw a thing where you can have an extra camera. And I'm like, oh, good. And I clicked on it, and then it said, you have to pay for the professional version to have 2 cameras. It just keeps hitting things. Well, we're going to get out of there anyway. But yeah, there's other programs that would not cost me near as much. And I can have more cameras. I was talking to Coinan around about that. So, and also Sir Benji, but he's having problems with his right now. So we're about ready to It's your last chance if you want in to type in hashtag April Fools. And there's the prize floating around there, $2 bill and a man-eater uh, ladies quarter. So if everybody's ready, I got an envelope here to put prizes in. And let's see. Yeah, YouTube is hard. Yeah, they every time I get something figured out, they change it to something else. And I'm glad that Pammy came in and said it was making her, the same thing happened to me. I was gone for what, a month or so, where I didn't use it at all. And all of a sudden, everything, I come back and it's all different. All right, let's see who the winner is. Patty Disharoon. She sneaked right in there and she won. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's messing with me. The other thing that's going on in the world right now that's messing with me is they are resetting just about every Walmart store in the country, moving everything around. And they think that's a good idea because they think that's going to make you look at new merchandise. Well, all it does for me is make it where I cannot get in there in a reasonable time, because right now I don't have a car and I have to like ride this little bus over there, and I am very limited on how much time I have in the store before the bus comes back for us. And I can't find my medical things. I can't find anything I need. So instead of it making me stay longer in the store and selling me more merchandise, it's making me, if I can't find it, I just don't buy it and I go home without it, because I don't have the time to wander aimlessly around the store. And you will hear so many people in there. I hate to say this because I know I'm going to get in trouble, but this was some millennial's idea. And the older, it's not good with the older people. We finally memorized the store and where everything is. We know how much time we have to shop. And now they've just moved everything around. I can't find it. Half the time I ask somebody and they say they don't know because it's all being moved around. So I go home without the merchandise and I go to a different store where I know where it is. So that bugs the heck out of me. I think I did something today I've never done before. When Randy took me to the bank, when we got done, we stopped at a couple of thrift stores. Both of us have eBay stores and we like going to thrift stores. And I think for the first time in my life, I went in a thrift store and bought nothing. absolutely nothing. I'm really watching my spending, and also I'm just getting where I can walk around and do stuff again. I mean, I saw a couple things that were interesting, but I just didn't make a purchase. But I know a different area of town that I used to live in that has stores that Randy's not familiar with. So he showed me a couple of his thrift stores that he likes to go to. And then I am going to take him and show him a couple because we don't shop for the same thing. So it's not like we're in competition with each other in that aspect. Okay. Before I go, I will come back on camera. I do finally have enough hair that I'm not embarrassed to be on the camera again. There's part of my apartment. Things are not completely set up yet, but you can see I still have boxes and pictures that we tried to hang today and didn't get that done. Here's M3's new kitty house up in the upper left-hand corner, and he can see out the window there. There I are. I got a haircut. It doesn't really look like it, but I did. Thank you, Melissa, over in the nearby town where my friend Q lives. She's a big fan of Q's. As a matter of fact, she has 96 Tears as her ringtone on her phone, which was pretty neat. But I'm starting to get things put away. It's just going to take a while. We didn't have room for a big sofa, so I got this little love seat, and I have a chair with an ottoman. And it's slowly getting there. Those of you who missed the funny story about the big blank space on the wall, they're supposed to be pictures. These pictures here were supposed to be hung there. But I was afraid to get on the ladder, so I waited till Randy could come. And that's when we discovered that wall is concrete. You can't put a nail in it. Randy's up there bending nails. So I got to get some command strips. And the rest of the walls aren't like that. That's the only one. So it was pretty funny. I'm still laughing about it. Yeah, Walmart's starting to bother me. I have to use it, but I was really disappointed. I had to order some groceries because it was like 19 degrees and I don't have a car right now. So I ordered my groceries, and sometimes there's like one item, two items that they won't have. I ordered 13 items, and I think I got 7. No. Yeah, nothing makes sense about Walmart anymore. And I don't care for them. But no. Actually, it did seem like they had more checkers, but I've heard nothing about there being any membership or anything. I refuse to do self-checkout for 2 reasons. Number one, I don't work for Walmart. And number two, I spent about 5 years off and on bringing up other people's groceries, and I don't want to bring up my own. You know, I am disabled, and I'm not using that as a crutch. I'm using it as a fact. I have arthritis pretty bad. And if there's any way to drop and break something, I'll figure out how to do it. And the absolute worst thing I have broken in the grocery store thus far was a jar of beets. Red beet juice and glass everywhere. Not gonna do it. The only time I think in the past 5 years that I have used a self-checkout was right around the holidays. And every line had people with like just overflowing carts. And I did not want to stand. And that particular day, I had not been able to get an Amiga cart. So I had been pushing the cart around the store. And I just said, no, I'm not going to do this. So I found it 10 items or less. Self-checkout. And I went through with my 4 or 5 items and got the heck out of there. But under normal circumstances, not something I believe in, and I want people to have jobs. I don't want. I've 3 times in my life been replaced by a machine on a job. So, ooh, I just found something. I got this, and I don't know who got it for me. It just came in one of those Amazon gift things, and it didn't tell me who sent it. Night, Patty. See you Wednesday. I'm going to show your finds on Wednesday on the metal detecting show. But yeah, someone sent me this. Get back on the microscopic. And I don't know who sent it to me, but if you are in the room, thank you very much. This is a, oops, that's not what, this is a lovely little thing to open your mailbox to. And it's in pretty decent shape. It's a 1942 Mercury dime. And like I said, I do not know who sent it. They did not put a card or a note or anything in it. I have to look in my book and see if I have a 42 in my book. And if I do, it's probably not as nice as this one. But if you are the person that sent me that, I appreciate it. No, it's not fake. You don't get too many fakes from Amazon. You get a bunch of them from eBay, though. But no, this is a legit coin. I looked it up and I checked out the vendor, and they are a reputable, and I can kind of tell on Mercs there weren't a whole lot of tampering with dimes like there were other coins. Who's going to go to all that trouble to fake a coin that costs less than $10. I mean, I guess if you did 1,000,000 of them, but I don't believe so, but I would have to get it seriously under the scope, drop the scope down where I can. Well, let's do that. I just keep messing with the scope because I finally got it where it's really zoned in well. When I took it apart, it got kind of messed up in the move, and I didn't think it was going to work anymore. And I took it apart and I cleaned everything and I put it all back together, and it actually works a lot better. I got the light working better. I got everything on it working better. I don't believe it is. It's just a standard 42. But it's a very, very thoughtful gift. Let's see what's on the other side. This is the first time I've had it under the scope, actually. Ooh, even better, it's an S. It's a San Fran. Cool. Check that out. Me like. Now I know I don't have that in my book. So now I kind of think I know who might have sent it. Because I had mentioned to a couple people that I really didn't have maybe one Merc that was an S. So yeah, that's even better. Wow, that's nice. So if that person is in here, thank you. And if they are not in here, they will, at least there will be a record that I thanked them and showed the coin, because it's a very nice little coin. I mean, it's missing a lot of its detail, but it still has enough to make it a good coin to have, and the fact that it's an S is even more awesome. So yeah, I just happened to find that I was picking up some things off my desk, and but yeah, me cleaning this scope, I still missed one little spot. I'm gonna have to get a Q-tip, because that is actually on the inside of the shield that goes around the lens, and it doesn't show so much when you're focused on the background like I am now, but if you look, you can see it right there. Oops, right there. And on a larger coin, it does show up. So I have to get in there and clean that up a little more. But still, I think the scope is doing a better job since I took it apart and put it back together. Yeah, it's just a little black. Yeah, I have other lighting that I haven't got set up yet. I have a ring light that I didn't have room for at the other apartment. And I have a tripod for it to go on so it can be moved around. So we're working on it. That's gonna be my chore. But yeah, I thought that was a good one there. Nice gift. Alrighty, on that note, I'm gonna go take the rest of my meds, the ones I do have. And yeah, it's off to the side on a smaller coin, but I put a bigger coin under it and it looked like it was on the coin. And so I want to get in there and get that cleaned off because that doesn't look good. And I'm so pleased with the rest of it. My system's working a little better. Planning it out, and I have so much more space. Like one part of this desk is like an L shape. It has two sections. Even one part of the L is bigger than my whole desk was in Virginia. So I have over twice as much space to work with. And I also I found a matching 2-drawer stand that matches the desk, and the stands were on sale for like $20. Has a lot of storage in it. And so yeah, next week we're going to try out my $2.50 coin sorting machine. They had a half price sale at the local Goodwill, and I found a digital coin sorter. And as you guys know, I just throw all coins in a jar. So when I get my coin jar full, we're going to try that out. It will sort them, and then you could push a button. You put the coin roll in, and you push a button, and it'll roll them up for you, which would be real handy for all these pennies. So, all right, everybody. On that note, congratulations to our winners tonight, Mike Shalise and Patty Deschagrin. And Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, we'll be back with Sweeping the Dirt and talk about some metal detecting stuff. And yeah, when I get a jar full enough, we'll have a Guess the Amount contest. I noticed our Benji does one with a little twist. But, he and I do a lot of stuff that are similar. We've been on each other's channels for a long time. Oh, and sometimes it's hard to come up with new stuff. I've got a couple ideas. But yeah, the Guess the Amount contests are always good because some people are just so far off. And then remember we had the one that was like 1 cent off. I still can't get over that one. But anyway, I'll be back on Wednesday as long as I don't have a serious problem with this medication issue. Now, the Wednesday show is going to be kind of short because I have a doctor's appointment at noon on Thursday. It requires that I get up early because I have to take a special transit, and hopefully I will be well enough to do that. M3 is still curled up on our love seat. I had put a little money aside from selling those records so that I could purchase some new furniture because some of that junk wasn't fit to bring. Well, he has kind of gotten off the $50 thing for a while. The bank, bankrolled $50, and he's now doing customer rolled coins of all different denominations. Like I said, we went to the bank today, and he got $400 or $500 worth of customer rolls. Because it's kind of interesting. Either there's a whole bunch of good stuff in the customer rolls because the customer doesn't know anything about coins, or there's not much at all. But since they're from different customers, it's kind of a Forrest Gump chocolate box thing. You don't know what you're going to get. You have no idea. But he's been finding some pretty cool stuff that way. So he's on tomorrow afternoon, and then I forgot what night he's on. I think it's Friday, Sunday. I don't remember. I just get my notifications and go over there. Yeah, there you go. He is the book. That's one of the reasons I miss Mikey. Mikey was the book. You gave a year and a condition or anything of a coin, and before you could get the book, Mikey had already told you what was happening with that coin. I miss that little stinker. Yeah, I got a message from his mom a couple days ago because it was Mikey's birthday, and she said that her sister had flown down to see her on Mikey's birthday, and they went out and got cheeseburgers and ice cream, Mikey's favorites. And the same day they were doing that, I had ordered M3 a new banana, catnip banana, and it came on Mikey's birthday. And Mikey was the one that started that thing with M3 and the catnip bananas. So I thought that was pretty appropriate. And M played and played and played with his manner. Where's your nanner, Em? Where is it? Huh? Where's your nanner? Yeah, he loves those catnip bananas. Yeah, Sir Benji's got some good videos. I really like the $50 ones because I don't know much about $50. I've learned a bunch from watching his, but I really like this thing he's doing now with the customer rolls. I've had good luck and bad luck with customer rolls because when I lived in Virginia, there was only one bank in town that you could get boxes from. And there was a guy that would go through everything. Mikey only had 2 or 3 videos. He didn't make a lot of videos. That wasn't his thing. His thing was being a moderator. He really liked putting his time into that. That and Pokemon. Annette, hi honey. I just getting ready to log out. But we found one Wheatie so far. I don't know how many rolls we did, but not that many. I think 6 or 7. Yeah, I'm not sure, but it wasn't a lot. Yeah, I mean, I've got like 870 and I'm still not monetized. But anyway, we found one Wheatie, 3 Canadian pennies, 1 Lincoln Life, and one that I called Patsy Cline because it's blue. It's so blue, I can't tell what the date is on it. And then I'm trying to find out who sent me by way of Amazon this wonderful 1942 S Mercury-Don. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna go. I need to take meds and get myself situated. Feed little M. If y'all would share out my videos and hit the like button and all that. We lost a whole bunch of view hours again because I was offline. So, try and kick it back into gear. Oh yeah, those of you who weren't here earlier but know her, Pammy Jones was in tonight, and she's going to try to be on for a bit. She's trying to make a comeback, so I'm going to go check and see what's happening with her after I take my meds. And I would encourage you, if you have not watched Pammy Jones, she's trying to sell her collection, and it's massive. Her prices are reasonable, and she is so funny. You will, especially if you like comedy and music, you will like Pammy Jones. So let's go support Pammy if we can, and I'll see everybody back on Wednesday night. Good night, everybody.